Hi, I'm Cassandra Eve of Whole Woman, and I'm here today to share a little bit with you about the current energy flows, particularly the deep sacred feminine journey that we're in at the moment, which is pretty intense, and it's a time of endings and beginnings. And also to share a little with you about the upcoming 21-day online immersion, which is called the Abundant Feminine. The two are connected, the abundant feminine and the intense period of change that we're in at the moment, which is about endings and beginnings. So who or what is the abundant feminine? Well, you are, or we are. As women on the earth, we have the sacred capacity to give birth. We're creative potential, and that creative potential pours through us, not just in the physical terms of creating children, but actually in our creative capacity. And it's held by many different deep sacred feminine archetypes. But in astrology, which is the main way that I share these energies, it's Venus, Venus, goddess of love. And anyone who has been watching my blogs or reading my blogs or watching my videos or reading my posts on Facebook will know that we've been in a very deep sacred immersion with Venus and still are over the last few weeks, and that continues until the middle of November. Now, Venus is the goddess of love. She's that part of us that is immersed in the deep sacred feminine, that part of us that receives and gives love, that shares and expresses. She is our openness, our magnetism, our receptivity, and of course the shadow of that as well, where we withdraw because of old pains or hurts, where we resist because we feel too vulnerable. So this journey with Venus that we've been on has come to a pivotal point over the last few days, where she's met with the sun. She's actually disappeared into the light of the sun and will emerge over the next few days as the morning star. We'll be able to see her in the east in the pre-dawn sky, emerging just before sunrise. And that's a very potent part of her cycle, because her cycle with the earth around the sun creates the symbol that we know of as the flower of life, the five-petaled sacred geometric symbol, the flower of life. And Venus is just at the point where she's about to create a new petal. So we have this theme of endings and beginnings and transition, and it's a very delicate time in terms of our self-value, our self-love, our friendships and our relationships, and also finances, because finances is linked in to our value and to how we give and receive, to our receptivity and our magnetism. Now that ending and beginning is being fertilized as well as by Venus with the sun, which is that seeding of a new level of consciousness from masculine to feminine, which is opening within us as women and also within men. But for me, I'm staying with how it works within women for now. So that's been seeded, but at the moment it's still very subtle and it's still hidden. So it's a good time for us to actually start to ride this wave of new beginnings, knowing that the endings are also appearing for us to give more love to, for us to be receptive to in a way of healing and transformation. So as Venus starts to emerge as the morning star, she mates with the Earth Mother asteroid goddess Ceres. Now this is also really potent and pertinent in terms of the endings and beginnings that we're in at the moment. And of course we're in those every day, but there are times when the energy of that is much, much richer, much more potent, much more vibrant, and calls for a deeper letting go as well. Now Ceres is the Earth Mother energy, and the mythology of her journey with her daughter Persephone shows how the whole of life runs in a cyclical way on the earth. She's the earth mother. So she teaches us about each season of life, about the new beginnings of spring, about the abundant growth, lushness and richness of summer, the harvest of late summer, the letting go of autumn, and the apparent dying down of winter, where everything quietens down, but really under the surface everything is very vibrant and alive, preparing for that next spring. Now, in many ways, with this Venus journey, we're kind of at that point of winter turning to spring, because Venus disappearing into the sun and then emerging as the morning star of the next week is about that new emergence. But the journey is such that we can't take that energy and make it happen. We have to learn to ride with it, like a surfer riding a wave. And Venus, Ceres and her daughter Persephone, with their journeys, which is what we're exploring in this next 21-day online immersion, The Abundant Feminine, are our guides in this journey. They're our guides to ending well, to understanding the full cycle, that we can't be in permanent spring and summer, that full outward expression, that we need to release energy from old places within us, within our psyche and sometimes within our lives, in order to be able to find that new spring and express that new spring that is already there in us, that new energy that's there in us, that will emerge over the next 584 days of the Venus cycle, that petal, that one petal of the flower of life. Now that's just starting to emerge. So as I shared, it's a very delicate time. So to take the time and space to explore where this sits for you, where the endings are, and the endings can be internal, they can be qualities and values that no longer have value to us because we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and to allow, and in that feminine way, to allow the new to emerge, to reveal in us that new level of love and loving and value and receptivity and magnetism that is calling to open, is a profound journey. So if you're inspired, I would invite you to take a look at the course and to sign up. It starts on the 7th of November, which is the new moon in Scorpio. Very powerful new moon for that beginning point and reaching into the depth of that new beginning point. Its cost is £90 or 3 instalments of, I think it's £33, I can't remember. The information is on my website, which is beingwholewoman.co.uk. You'll find the info under online courses. There's also an event on my Facebook page, Whole Woman. If you're drawn to do the course, then I invite you to book in. If you have questions, then I invite you to inquire with me if you'd like to know more or there's specific answers that you need about the course. The course will arrive through emails, but there will also be 3 live online Zoom connections that will be recorded if you can't make the dates and times that those are scheduled for. So thank you for taking the time to watch and listen today, and I invite you to engage with the Abundant Feminine if you are so called. So thank you, many blessings.